Hey, today we're talking about chronotropy, negative and positive. Catecholamines, or rather norepinephrine, is going to increase your heart rate, kind of like the sympathetic nervous system. And then acetylcholine is going to act as your parasympathetic and decrease your heart rate. But there is a cascade effect. So first off, to explain chronotropy, it has to do with your heart rate, how fast your heart is going to beat. So let's get into it. First off, we have your B adrenergic receptor, which will be stimulated by norepinephrine, and then working down the cascade, that'll increase adenylyl cyclase, which will increase cyclic AMP. Those cyclic AMP will interact with HCN channels, or funny channels. And when we increase funny channel activity, we increase sodium influx, and that will increase the slope of our membrane potential. So in phase 4 of pacemaker cell activity, that slope is going to increase, so you're going to get to threshold faster and depolarize the cell. And then going back to cyclic AMP increase, that also will increase pKa activity, which will increase calcium influx. If you increase calcium influx, that affects phase 0 in the pacemaker cell activity, and that'll make your slope steeper, increasing your heart rate. Or also, your threshold will be more negative, so your heart rate will go up. So if your threshold is closer to hyperpolarization for the funny channels, then you're gonna depolarize quicker. That'll increase your heart rate. Moving to negative chronotropy, which is stimulated by acetylcholine. First off, we have this M2 receptor that's gonna stimulate an alpha subunit, which will decrease CAMP. So if you notice, in positive chronotropy, we increase cyclic AMP. In negative chronotropy, we decrease cyclic AMP. This will decrease our funny channel activity, which if we decrease that, we flatten the slope, making it take longer to depolarize. And if it takes longer, then our heart rate goes down. Also, cyclic AMP decrease will affect your calcium channels, making threshold more positive, and that makes it take longer to reach threshold as well, making your heart rate go down. Another side chain of this cascade is if you stimulate the M2 receptor, you're gonna interact with a beta gamma G protein heterodimer, and this will open GERT channels. That makes your membrane potential more negative. If you make the membrane potential more negative, then you're farther away from threshold, and you will take longer to get to threshold, making heart rate lower. And so that's your pathways for positive and negative chronotropy.